So yes, a few days ago, I was thinking that tinnitus sound is correlated with deep sleep because there were 2 nights in that week where I had really good sleep on my own, and tinnitus disappeared for these 2 days. Now, this is that's correlation, right? But correlation doesn't always mean causation, right? So when two things could be correlated, that doesn't mean it doesn't always could be the cause, right? So there could be other factors involved. Um, so I don't believe. Yesterday, for example, only had 50 minutes of deep sleep. Tinnitus was somewhat coming back. Like I could feel it somehow. Um, it it came back in the morning. The tinnitus sound, like when I woke up. First thing I woke up, I was hearing that tinnitus sound, and and then it disappeared after a few hours. Um, so, but eventually it did disappear. The sound did disappear. Like it wasn't bothering me. Only had 50 minutes of deep sleep. So before I was, I'm before I thought if you get more than 1 hour of deep sleep, then tinnitus will disappear. Maybe it has something to do with deep sleep, but I'm finding out now it doesn't have that. It doesn't. There's no link. There is no link. It's just an assumption that I made, and now I could confirm there's no link between deep sleep and tinnitus. Um, yeah, there is no link at all. I wish there was, but it's not. It's not the case. I mean, it was wishful thinking, but I could confirm it's not because of today. But there could be a link between tinnitus and sleep. There definitely could be something there. Like the days when tinnitus is coming back, I find it hard to sleep. Very hard to fall asleep. I don't know. So there's some hormonal process. Possibly there is still some hormonal link between tinnitus and sleep, right? Somewhere there is hormonal link. Because last night I couldn't sleep. I kept waking up, and throughout the night I had to take a sleeping pill to put me to sleep. Um, so I took my sleeping pill around 3:30 or 4 a.m. because I couldn't make it. I couldn't sleep. Even I tried. Um, I've been torn like I don't know why. I was not worried about anything. Nothing was worrying me, and tinnitus was not there until this morning actually. So tinnitus was not causing the sleep problem. I mean, the sound was not causing the sleep problem, but could be some hormonal link, as I said. Like when tinnitus is coming back, um, when tinnitus is coming back, then I cannot sleep, even though it didn't come back yet, but I still cannot sleep because until 3 a.m. I didn't hear any tinnitus sound. Right. So after I took sleeping pill and I slept very good. After that, I slept for a few hours until 8 a.m. From 4 a.m. until 8, which is about 4 hours of sleep, continuous sleep, no waking up, because of the sleeping pill. And
Oh my god, what happened?
yeah, I mean, I was I went to sleep today from I think 10 or 11, or around 11, 11 p.m. I mean yesterday, not today. Yesterday slept at 11 p.m. about. I slept for a few hours without the sleeping pill. Um, I did sleep for a few hours. Uh, I remember, yeah, slept for a few hours. I kept waking up. Like I woke up at 12, then I wake up at 1, woke up at 2 or 3. So I kept waking up. Like it's not a continuous sleep, so I was definitely having problems with sleep um, at that time. Then after 3, I couldn't fall back asleep. That's why I took the pill. But despite all that, today despite all these sleeping issues, I got about 130 minutes of deep sleep, which is pretty good. Even my smartwatch is telling me that I got good sleep. I got good sleep despite all the sleeping difficulties I was having. But what I'm saying here is possibly a link between sleep difficulty, like when we find it very hard to sleep, and tinnitus. So I woke up this morning with this tinnitus sound and it still didn't disappear. It's been now how many? Several. It's been, what time is it now? No, it hasn't been that long, but it might disappear later on. I don't know. It's been like 40 minutes. We'll see. But I don't think it's gonna disappear. Uh, Usually it will disappear. It will disappear almost within a few minutes, right? Sometimes it takes a few hours. Sometimes it might disappear in the day. That tinnitus sound, it might, but it's too strong right now to. I don't think it's gonna disappear. So, what is strong like this, it usually doesn't disappear. Like yeah, last night I did feel the tinnitus come back, but then it disappeared. So it only came back this morning. So like when I kept waking up like at 1, 12, 1, 3, right? Like almost every hour or so I wake up, yeah, last night. And when I wake up, sometimes I hear it, sometimes it disappear. So that tinnitus sound comes back and disappear, comes back and disappear. But this morning is just, even though I slept 4 hours straight because I took the sleeping pill, it still came back. But there is a link between tinnitus and Adam. Wait, stop. But there's a link. There is a link between sleep and tinnitus, and the link I could for sure affirm is tinnitus. Is that tinnitus comes back? Is that tinnitus comes back when I sleep? Like let's say today I don't hear the tinnitus sound, and as soon as I go to sleep, tinnitus comes back. Right? As soon as I go to sleep, not as soon, like when I wake up, right? So let's say today I don't hear the tinnitus sound. I go to sleep without tinnitus sound, right? And when I wake up, I start to hear it, right? So there's that link between sleep and waking up that's causing the tinnitus sound to come, because it's usually never disappear. No, it does disappear. It does disappear sometimes in the day, sometimes, not all the time, but it never disappears in the day. Rarely. Um, no, I mean, I'm, I'm saying it wrong. When tinnitus comes, and when I wake up, it might disappear within a few hours, right? It might disappear within a few hours, and then that's it. I'll have a short window. It might disappear in that time. Um, but usually it doesn't come back. It never comes back on its own in the day, right? If I haven't slept, it will not come back. That's what I'm trying to say. Tinnitus sound doesn't come back on its own. It usually only comes back when I'm sleeping. And that's the link. This is the crucial link I'm saying. That's why there's a link between tinnitus sound and sleep. That's why I think there is a link. Because it never comes back. Very rarely. It might sometimes occasionally. It never comes back on its own without me going to sleep. Right? Tinnitus sound always, almost always, comes back when I go to sleep. And I am noticing a link when I'm having trouble sleeping, like last night, tinnitus comes back. This is like a sign for me to say, okay, tinnitus is gonna come back today. Yeah, when I'm having trouble sleeping. So there might be also a link between difficulty falling asleep and tinnitus. So there's some hormonal link there, possibly causing the same hormonal issues that's causing the sleep problem is also causing the tinnitus to come back. Remember, it never comes back in the day. It never does. Unless I sleep, if I take a nap, maybe it might come back in the day. Um, but usually I don't take naps, right? Usually I don't. But like, let's say it happens one time, I took a nap and I wake up with tinnitus sound. That will be the only time when I will get it in the day, the tinnitus sound. Usually I get it when I fall asleep and I wake up. This is when I get the tinnitus. Yeah, I mean, that's for me. Everyone is different, of course. When they have tinnitus, everyone has different condition. This is my condition. Um, this applies maybe only to me, but maybe some other people share the same thing too. I mean, I know a few people who share the same, similar, not exactly the same, but very similar. I heard their story also. They say when they're about to sleep, they could hear the tinnitus. For some people, when they're about to sleep, right? And then it disappears. Like my aunt, for example, I heard that when she's about to sleep, very close to sleep, then she will hear tinnitus sound. But that sound only comes when she is about to sleep, right? That tinnitus sound comes when she's about to sleep, and it disappears when she wakes up. So completely different from me, but again, you could see a link here between sleep and tinnitus. Not just applies to me, but to another person. So there are other people who have similar thing, right? Sleep and tinnitus, where you could see a link. Maybe not exactly the same link as me, but for me is when I wake up I get it. For other people, maybe when they fall asleep they get it, when they're about to fall asleep. But there is that link, and is probably hormonal or something, some hormonal issue, some chemical imbalance somewhere. Because when we go to sleep, this hormonal change is going on in our brain. There's some what is it called? Chemical changes, right, in your brain. There's a chemistry change during that time. You get melatonin, your brain starts to making all these things, GABA and whatnot, right? So your brain is making all these chemicals during that time, and that might be triggering some of the tinnitus sound somehow, for me and for other people as well. But each one is different in their chemistry, right? Um, but it's definitely, I'm suspecting that it's the same chemicals that affect your sleep is probably affecting the tinnitus sound. Um, and it's not just me. I think it applies to other people as well. But everyone is different. How how it applies to them there is different, because everyone has different chemistry somehow, a little bit different chemistry in their brain. Um, like my aunt, for example, she probably her problem is a bit different than mine. But again, you can see that link. She does have that link between tinnitus and sleep. So that's why I'm saying tinnitus could be due to hormonal imbalance. The same hormones that affect sleep, or neurotransmitters, you want to call them, the same neurotransmitters that affect sleep is probably affecting the tinnitus sound. Um, and there were other studies, I remember, they were saying that people who took psychiatric medications, they might also get tinnitus sounds. We know psychiatric medications, they affect neurotransmitters, right? Neurotransmitters affect sleep, right? So even there are scientific studies that confirm neurotransmitter imbalance can somewhat affect cause tinnitus sound. So here we go. We got stories of people who have experiences of people who have tinnitus because of sleep, like me, other people as well. And then you get scientific studies confirming the same thing. Of course, tinnitus is not always caused by neurotransmitter or hormonal imbalance. It's not always. Could be some brain damage, could be tumor in the brain, or could be some other factors. But even if there's some brain damage, of course, you might suspect also a neurotransmitter imbalance, right? If you have a tumor in your brain, you might also have some neurotransmitter imbalance. But of course, they all lead to the same thing: neurotransmitter imbalance, hormonal imbalance. Whichever way you want to think about it, that could be the cause of tinnitus, right? There is no pill we could take right now for it, because no scientist knows exactly the cause. But I'm hoping in the future they could find out the cause, and then maybe there will be I wouldn't take the pill for sure. I wouldn't take it, because even if they find a pill for it, I will not take. Uh, you just have to bear with it. That's it. I don't know, because the side effect of these psych medication is very, very bad, and I would not want to take it. Um, I don't know. Maybe they will figure out some chip they'll insert in your brain to kind of control all these neurotransmitters. But that's the future. I wouldn't put a chip in my head myself. I wouldn't do it. Um, yeah, I wouldn't do it. Even if there was a chip that will control tinnitus, I would not do it unless unless under only one condition, unless my tinnitus sound is very very bad, and I cannot tolerate my condition anymore. And then yeah, but at least, like, sometimes you just have to tolerate your condition. You have to be patient, and actually it's better for you to be patient and tolerate your condition than take a pill or take something that will cause more harm down the line, right? This is what I think. Better better have this condition and deal with the suffering a little bit than taking something that's gonna make you suffer more. It might remove the symptom, but it has side effect, so it could make you even suffer more down the line, right? Because of the side effects. Yeah, patience is key here. Patience is rewarding, right? You have to be patient, and sometimes you might even forget you have tinnitus, right? This is how a human being we are, right? Sometimes we have a medical condition and it's making us suffer, and we get used to the pain. We get used to the suffering, right? We literally do. We're strong. We're human. Human beings are strong. Don't underestimate your power. Like, we can tolerate it. You just have to put it in your head. You could tolerate it. I hope so. I hope so. I don't know. Maybe there is a breaking point at some point. Maybe there will be a point where I can't tolerate it anymore. But for now, I can. I can do it. Yes, I know it feels like crap sometimes, but I'm getting used to it. Like, it's like part of me right now. Tinnitus is like part of me, so I ignore it sometimes. So I really don't like when I first started experiencing it. It was difficult. Like, I want to die because of the suffering. It was so much bothering me. But now it's like it's part of me, so it's like I don't care. It's like, oh, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't do anything. It's just part of me. It's something that I'm accepting. It's something that I'm accepting.